Hey, this is JB with Going Wild coming to you. Today I'm in the kitchen, and one of the things I hear people talk about is trail food. What's good on the trail? And if you're car camping or things like that, I pretty much like I do at home. Because with the car accessible, I can carry my Dutch oven, things like that. When I'm moving fast on the trail, I like something light and something that's going to last for a long time. Nothing beats old-fashioned granola. And there's a lot of stories about pemmican, but pemmican's kind of tough to make. It takes a long time. Granola you can make here in just a few minutes. I've got a cast iron skillet preheating on the oven on medium heat. My ingredients, oats. These are Quaker oats. You can use old fashioned or you can use the quick cook. I've got some raisins. I've got some honey. I've got some almonds. I've got some butter. Some peanut butter, which I like because it adds some protein, a little brown sugar, and a dash of cinnamon. Okay, I'm going to put this over here so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is add some butter. I'll probably use, I don't know how much I make. This isn't the biggest skillet, but cut this in half. Put about a stick of butter. I'm gonna make quite a bit. I'm making this for a trip I'm taking up to the Pisgah in January. And granola will last. It's hard to pinpoint. I look it up online, and in the freezer, it'll last up to a year or over, it says, and keep for weeks or months in the fridge, and keep for weeks on the counter. It's hard to get a pinpoint time, but I've eaten some granola that is pretty old. And honestly, I think if you keep it dry, it'll last for a very long time. All right, next I'm adding my oats. Doesn't really matter as far as measurements, just need something to scoop it out. I'm just going to kind of spread it through there. And honestly, I'm just using what I've had in the kitchen. Oats is the main ingredient. You can do a lot with it. Kind of stir that up a bit. Might add a little more. There we go. I'm going to add some almonds. They're kind of in this bag. Adding a handful adds to it. I'm going to add some honey. And mostly I'm just going to keep stirring this. Get that butter covering the oats as much as possible here. Add some honey to it. Gonna add a scoop of peanut butter. Start mixing that in, kind of fold it in there. And you can do this on a campfire in a Dutch oven. Peanut butter off of there if I can. Piper will take care of the rest of it. A little doggy. And you can add some trail mix, some dried fruit, nuts. I like the almonds. I have to keep an eye on my time here. Got some raisins, just a couple of little boxes of raisins. Gonna throw in there. Most of this is just what's around the house. And I did wash my hands, so. And the trick to this is to dry it slow. Got the oven, like I said, preheated to 250. And I'll leave it in there for a couple of hours. You can hear it beep there. It means it's ready. Throw that in there. Got one more thing of raisins here. Give it a stir. And you don't have to use cast iron. I like it because I can put it straight from the grill top here right into the oven without having to switch. But you can put it in a skillet or a pan and then put it on a cookie sheet. Works just the same. And like I was saying, granola lasts for a very long time, and it's very versatile. It's probably one of the most versatile foods you can take with you out into the wilderness. You can eat it dry, of course, as a trail snack. You can add dehydrated milk to it as a cereal. You can put some in some boiling water and make it a hot oats breakfast. You can even add an egg and some flour and make like cake bread with it. Okay, got some more raisins to add here. You notice I'm not measuring, I'm just kind of mixing things. There's no right or wrong. The oats and the dehydration or the drying are the main things. Add a little brown sugar. Doesn't have to be much. Sprinkle a little bit. Cinnamon. Oh, it's unopened. It's open now. Stir this in really good. I'm going to reduce my heat here. Get it off my spatula. See, it's starting to come along. Put a few chia seeds. My wife uses these for her little energy thing she does, but can't really taste these, but I'm sure it adds some good stuff to it. I think seeds are loaded with enzymes, if I'm not mistaken. Good for breaking down the protein. And like I said, you could add an egg and some flour and make this into bread very easily. Very versatile food. And I'm just kind of scraping it off the bottom here. You just wanted to get it all mixed in, kind of damp, kind of. And I'm going to put it in the oven for probably a couple of hours, and every once in a while, 10-15 minutes or so, just give it a stir. But people talk a lot about pemmican. Pemmican will last years, and it's very nutritious, gets you through a long winter, but it can be tough to make. And for most of my needs anyway, I don't need anything that's going to last quite that long. but it is good to know how to make. But granola fits my needs a little more. I usually eat it within a month anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna put this in the freezer. I think it'll last on the counter. It's hard to pinpoint. There's my Mora companion there. Keep that in the kitchen. That's a good kitchen knife. You can see it's starting to dry out a little bit. Start putting my ingredients away here. And like I said, I just use whatever's in the house. I always keep oats. Some dried fruit in there is nice. Matter of fact, I think I got some commercial bought trail mix back here. I'm going to use up a little bit of that. This has some banana chips. And I see some dried fruit and things like that, some pecans. Just put leftovers in. Mix that in. And you can dry fruit the same way this way also. I'll do blueberries and strawberries, and if even store-bought, you can buy it from the store. And before, you're worried you're not going to eat it in time, it's going to start to go bad, just put it on a cookie sheet or on a cast iron pan, put it in the oven, set it for 250, and you don't have to keep the oven on. You can let it warm up and just turn it off, let it cool down, heat it back up when you're ready to do it again, cool it back down. It doesn't have to be all at once. The drying process anyway. And you can see how this is starting to look. Just folding it in. And this is another one of our forgotten, I guess you can say, recipes. All right, we'll go ahead and turn my top burner off. My oven's ready. Make sure everything's capped and zipped and sealed over here. Throw some things away. There we go. Pipe it over here. Give me a pipe. Want some peanut butter? Good girl. And here comes Remy. Remy's a little older. Let me get Remy some. Come here, Remy. Good girl. Good girl, Remy. Come over here. Come on the camera. There we go. They're very good dogs. Don't want to feel left out. Put that in the sink there. Good way to clean it. Switch back to the granola. And commercially bought granola has a lot of preservatives, so it lasts even longer on the shelf, honestly. But this has no preservatives other than what was in the commercially bought trail mix I threw in there. See some nuts, apricots, some cashews to go with my almond slivers. All right, I'm at almost 15 minutes. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven. Clean that up and put it in there. This is just for me, so I'm not too worried about it. pan holder here. Blue pipe. Go in there. Don't want her to burn herself here. We'll try to move the camera with it. You see I'm putting it in the oven on the top rack. And it's at 250. And I'll just leave it in there. And like I said, stir it occasionally. No problem. Clean up my mess here. And I'll keep you updated. Maybe I'll do a video on when it's finally done. And this is JB with Going Wild, reminding you to like and subscribe. And also remember to get outside and go wild.